There is a type of interview question that candidates keep answering incorrectly, and as a result, they end up failing their job interviews. Now, that style is interpersonal skills interview questions. Now, these are very difficult questions to answer correctly. However, if you have a job interview coming up soon for any role or organization, make sure you stay tuned, because I promise to help you pass it. And just very quickly, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, because then I can help you pass every job interview you ever attend and also progress throughout your career. And please give the video a like, because that motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much. Let's jump straight into the tutorial. So to help you pass your interview, I will cover the following 3 things during this tutorial. Number 1, I will explain what interpersonal skills interview questions are and why the interviewer will ask you them during your job interview. Because if you understand why these questions are being asked, it enables you to answer them correctly. Number 2, I will then give you a list of 7 interpersonal skills interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. And then finally, number 3, I will give you top scoring example answers to all 7 questions that you can use in your interview. So to begin with, what are interpersonal skills interview questions, and why is the interviewer asking you them during your job interview? Well, interpersonal skills interview questions assess your ability to communicate and interact well with other people. Now, those people might be the people in your team, your manager or supervisor, or even customers and clients. Now, every single day at work, you will have to use effective interpersonal skills to achieve your goals. Therefore, it makes perfect sense for the interviewer to ask you this style of interview question. And if you have strong interpersonal skills, you are going to be able to fit into their team and make a positive difference to their organization. So let me now give you a list of 7 interpersonal skills interview questions and top scoring example answers. So I will give you the interview question, I will then give you 1 quick tip for answering it correctly, and then finally a brilliant example top scoring answer. Interpersonal skills interview question number 1. How would you deal with a difficult coworker? Now, do not say in your answer to this interview question that you would either ignore the difficult coworker or ask your manager for advice on how to deal with it. Instead, show you can be the better person and that you would go out of your way to build a positive working relationship for the sake of the team. Here's a great example answer to help you. How would you deal with a difficult coworker? Here we go. Whenever I encounter a difficult coworker, I always put the needs of the team first and try different things to build a good relationship with them. For example, I would see if we had a common connection. I would ask them questions about what they enjoy doing and what they are passionate about, and I would try to work closely with them, either on projects and tasks, to help develop the relationship. Now, sometimes we can't get on with everyone, but I think in situations like this, you have to rise above it, put the needs of the team first, and do all you can to improve the working relationship. Interpersonal skills interview question number 2. What would you do if your boss asked you to do something that you disagreed with? Now, this really is a difficult interpersonal skills interview question to answer correctly. Do not say you would refuse to do the task. Conversely, do not say you would just go ahead and do it without saying something meaningful to your boss. Now, the interviewer wants to hear that you would raise your concerns both professionally and tactfully, but that you would also support your manager in his or her decision. So let's now take a look at a brilliant top scoring answer to this difficult interpersonal skills interview question. What would you do if your boss asked you to do something that you disagreed with? Here we go. I would always respect my boss's decisions. However, if I disagreed with something they wanted me to to do, I would say something. I would give my reasons for disagreeing and then try to suggest a potential alternative way of doing things. If, after I had expressed my concerns to my boss, they still wanted me to carry out the task, then I would do it to the best of my ability. Interpersonal skills interview question number 3 is, what would you do in the first week of starting work here? So this difficult interpersonal skills interview question is cleverly assessing whether or not you would be proactive in your actions during the first week of starting work, or whether you would wait to be told what to do. It is also assessing whether you will make an effort to fit into their team, which takes strong interpersonal skills to achieve. So let's take a look at my brilliant top scoring answer. What would you do in the first week of starting work here? Here we go. My priority would be to fit into the team quickly. In the very first week, I would introduce myself to my co-workers. I would let them know my strengths and the areas that I could perhaps help the team in. I would get a brief from my manager on what he or she needs me to focus on, and I would then set to work to show everyone what I was capable of. It would also be my priority in the first week of starting work to build good relationships with my co-workers and to learn any company policies or procedures that were essential in my role. Interpersonal skills interview question number 4 is, how would you deal with a customer complaint? Now this question comes up all the time during job interviews. It is assessing your interpersonal skills, how you deal with the customer, and also your knowledge of how to quickly and correctly deal with a customer complaint. Let me give you the perfect scripted answer. How would you deal with a customer complaint? Here we go. Whenever dealing with a customer complaint, I would always remember that I was representing your company brand, and as such, I would be professional, courteous, and act with speed. I would listen to the customer and demonstrate effective listening skills. When dealing with a complaint, it is important to show the customer you are listening and that they have your full attention. I would ask the customer questions to get to the bottom of their complaint before outlining what I was going to do to put things right. I would apologize if the company was at fault, keep the customer updated with progress, and make sure we learn from the complaint so that it never happened again. Interpersonal skills interview question number 5 is, how would you explain something technical to a non-technical person? Now again, this is another challenging interpersonal skills interview question. It is assessing your ability to communicate with someone whilst ensuring your style of communication is tailored to their needs. Here's my brilliant top scoring answer to help you. How would you explain something technical to a non-technical person? Here we go. Whenever explaining something technical to someone that didn't understand, I would take my time, I would teach them things slowly and in bite-sized lessons, and I would use a technique that they could relate to. For example, I would use analogies and also drawings and diagrams that they could easily understand. I would check with the person to make sure they fully understood my explanations. I would ask them questions to clarify the learning, and I would also give them plenty of opportunities to ask me questions. Interpersonal skills interview question number 6 is, how would you deliver bad news to a customer? Now, the vast majority of interview candidates have no idea how to answer this difficult interpersonal skills interview question. They might answer it by saying they would ask their manager to do it on their behalf, or they would just deliver the bad news without forethought or consideration for the customer. However, here's my brilliant top scoring answer to help you pass your interview. How would you deliver bad news to a customer? Here we go. I would always deliver bad news to a customer by first thinking what I wanted to tell them, how I was going to deliver my message, and also any potential questions or concerns the customer might raise. I would always be truthful and deliver the bad news quickly. I would be honest with the customer, transparent, and acknowledge their feelings. Now, a customer is understandably going to be frustrated with any type of bad news, and it's important to demonstrate empathy and understanding whilst communicating with them. Now, after I had delivered the bad news, I would focus on any positives, and I would explain what I was going to do to follow up with the customer at a later date. Now, at all times, I would maintain control of the conversation and do all I could to turn things around and make the customer feel valued. Interpersonal skills interview question number 7 is, what's your ideal boss? Wow, this is one of the hardest interpersonal skills interview questions to answer, especially considering it might be your future boss who is interviewing you. Now, when you answer this interview question, it is important to be honest, but you should also put yourself in the shoes of the interviewer and consider what they would want to hear from the ideal candidate. Here's a great example answer to help you pass your interview. What's your ideal boss? Here we go. My ideal boss would be decisive, confident, fair, consistent, and supportive. They would empower me to contribute to the team and also listen to my ideas. They would tell me when I was wrong and how I could improve, and they would share their expertise and experience to allow me and the rest of the team to continually improve, adapt to change, and also grow professionally. So the next thing to do, if you want to accelerate your learning even further and pass your interview, is click that link right now in the top right-hand corner of the video, head through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download my full set of 21 interpersonal skills interview questions and top scoring answers, including the ones we covered today together during this tutorial. It's a fantastic resource and you can have it within your inbox literally within 2 minutes from now, and it's going to help put you ahead of the competition at your interview. And finally, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because then I can help you pass every job interview you ever attend and also progress throughout your career. Please give the video a like, because that tells me you find these tutorials useful, and it also motivates me to create more content for you. And don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching and for paying attention, and I wish you all the best for passing your job interview. Have a great day.